Like and subscribe on the way in the door, people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. And, you know, I just want to take a moment to, again, sincerely thank all of you who continue to support this channel and, you know, who participate in the comments. You know, like I said, to me, I feel like I look at this as just like a discussion forum almost. And, you know, I definitely read some insightful things from you all. And, you know, hopefully this is a place where we all, if not gain more insight, gain further tools to combat the delusion that seems to be running rampant in the world today, specifically with these fanboys. But anyway, in all seriousness, I truly appreciate you guys. I can't thank you enough. So let's talk about, I was scrolling through Facebook, and, you know, I'm sure you guys know there's plenty of LeBron James fan pages on Facebook. And if you follow Michael Jordan pages, it seems like they just inherently show you the LeBron pages as well. But anyway, I was scrolling through Facebook, and this 10 most influential players of all time list came up. And on this list, they had Michael Jordan at number 1, LeBron James at number 2, Steph Curry at number 3, Kobe Bryant at number 4, Bill Russell at number 5, Allen Iverson at number 6, Dirk Nowitzki at number 7, Shaquille O'Neal at number 8, Larry Bird at number 5, Giannis Antetokounmpo at number 10. I'm going to go ahead and say I got a big problem with this list. But we're not going to actually talk about the whole top 10. I want to talk. I really want to just talk about the top 5. Obviously, you know, Michael Jordan is number 1. I don't think that's disputable at any measure. But I guess, you know, it's like when we're talking about most influential, you know, what are we really talking about? But in terms of, you know, influence, I think Michael Jordan covers the whole gambit. Not only was he influential on the game of basketball itself, he was influential on the players. He was influential on the economics of the game. He was influential on the culture at the time. Again, we've talked about this several times. You know, 90s culture was, you know, I would say was driven by Michael Jordan. Again, we talked about, you know, all basketball courts being full. Again, I think I just said this on another video. It's like now if I get the itch to play some basketball, I got to find a game. When that I used to just pull up to any court and games are running. So to me, Michael Jordan, you know, his influence is no bounds to that. But at number 2, they got LeBron James as the second most influential. The second most influential player in NBA history. I can't see that. I can't see that at all. Fanboys, maybe y'all can provide some insight. But I can't see that. We got to talk about this. So I'll give him this. He's influential in the player empowerment movement. But again, first of all, are we talking about positively or negative influence? Because I think player empowerment ultimately has turned into something negative, or at least, the very least, is hurting the product of the NBA. If we're talking about influence on the game of basketball itself, well, LeBron hasn't been innovative in the way basketball is played. Like, LeBron hasn't brought anything new to the table. He hasn't improved upon any existing skill or feat in basketball. You know, we've talked about this as well. You know, if you fanboys got some answers for me, I would love to hear it. But, you know, he's not phenomenal in any one thing that I can think of. You know, he's a good passer. I'll give him that. Even if you want to say he's a great passer, I'll give him that. But again, if those of you who've seen my Magic versus LeBron video, you know, again, you know, Magic is a way better passer than LeBron. Again, LeBron creates a very stagnant offense. Magic actually created assists by how he played the game, whereas LeBron is kind of like you got to be a player who can create your own path to the lane, and LeBron's good about getting you the ball. You know, if you can make some cuts and whatnot, or find yourself open at the 3-point line, you know, LeBron's good about getting you the ball. But in general, LeBron plays a very stagnant, stand-around type game. It's like I'm stand at the top of the key dribbling until I see someone who can create an assist for me so I can stack up these stats. But yeah, so he hadn't influenced the game of basketball. And he definitely hasn't influenced basketball culture. You know, except for probably with you fanboys. But, you know, I would be very curious to know how many of you fanboys play basketball on a regular basis because of LeBron. You know, like I said, back in the 90s, in the MJ era, everybody was playing basketball. Again, you know, 5 to 6 times a week for me. And like I said, you could always find a game going. So LeBron hasn't influenced basketball. He hasn't influenced the culture. You know, I think a good representation of that is the fact that LeBron James' shoes, you know, are nowhere near what Michael Jordan's shoes are or was back then. And I don't know if LeBron James himself is responsible for influencing the economics of the game. I would say he's probably responsible for getting more money in players' pockets. But again, the economics were increased by Jordan. The Jordan era is what increased the economics of the game. So that players like LeBron and James Harden and Ben Simmons and players like that can all get paid for load management, you know, or get paid for playing 60 games a season. So I have a big problem with LeBron being at number 2. Now, who I would actually put at number 2 as far as actual influence on the game, I would probably go with Allen Iverson. And again, you know, we could talk about, I don't think all of Allen's influence on the game was positive. But as far as influence on how the game of basketball was played, he definitely had that. As far as influence on the culture of basketball and on the culture in general, he definitely had that. I think Allen Iverson definitely, I mean, to say that LeBron James is more influential than Allen Iverson is ridiculous. And then after Allen Iverson, I think Steph Curry is probably at a good place at number 3. Because again, Steph Curry actually influenced the game. And again, I'm not saying it's for the positive, because I think ultimately Steph Curry's influence on the game is a negative, because now everybody wants to shoot threes. But not everybody is Steph Curry. But yeah, I think Steph Curry seems to have a great influence on the game itself and on the culture to some degree. And after that, I think Kobe Bryant is probably at the right place at number 4 with the Mamba mentality. And I kind of look at Kobe as more of an extension of what Jordan did, rather than, I don't know how much unique influence Kobe had on the game, except, creating the whole Mamba mentality thing. However, like I said, to me, Kobe was an extension of what Jordan did and keeping that whole thing alive and keeping the NBA exciting and definitely, improving upon skills that we saw in the NBA. Like I said, aside from Kobe obviously copying Mike, Kobe definitely added his own moves and his own flair. And Kobe definitely influenced the culture. I definitely remember, when I was young and playing basketball, it was a common thing to shoot a shot and be like, Jordan. But, as Kobe came into the era, that became shooting a shot and being like, Kobe. So Kobe definitely had influence on the culture as well. It was a Dave Chappelle skit. I can't remember exactly what skit it was. If y'all know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. But I think he might have been sitting on a bed or something. He was sitting on a bed or something, and he shot a rubber or something into the trash can, and he yelled out Kobe's name, like Kobe. So yeah, I think Kobe had influence on the culture. And then at number 5. I always have to keep these two together, but I think Magic and Bird, to me, were like, I want to say equally influential. And again, they saved the NBA. Like, they saved the NBA, and Michael Jordan took it to new heights. So that would be my top 5 as far as the most influential players to ever play the game. Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, and Magic and Bird occupying the number 5 slot together. Now, hey, maybe in another video I'll go on through 6 and 10. But again, I think this whole LeBron James being at number 2, if anyone wants to enlighten me of the influence LeBron James has had on the culture that I don't know about, I'm all ears. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who would be your top 5 most influential players of all time? Is LeBron James in your top 5 most influential players of all time? But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.